All right. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully you guys can see and hear me. So if you can, let me know. If you can't, let me know. Kind of one of them deals. If you're not here, raise your hand. Hopefully everything looks normal. Everything is set up normally. So we're going to get that going. And fair warning for the 24 of you in here now, hopefully more to come on short notice. There is a fly the size of a small hummingbird, and I at least knocked him out. Could have killed him, but he may self revive and start dive bombing us at any minute in the live stream. So we'll have to see. If you see a hummingbird type object come across the camera, that's what it is. It's a gigantic fly who is just set out to make my whole evening miserable. So let's see who we got in here. Looks like everybody's piling in. We had Ninja Red Man. He showed up real early. We got Ben B. What's up, brother? We got Orange Smoke. We got Captain Cupcake. Nice. Let's see. Ninja Bread says looks normal for a ginger. Let's see. Lock a lot. Bought my CZ447 out 200 first time today. Thank you for all the help. Appreciate you, brother. Mech or merch? Merch. I probably misspelled the crap out of that because I was setting this up super last minute. This was all like just a last minute decision. We got Mr. Dennis Hoffman. Appreciate you, brother. Dirt ATV, B Fox 87, Jonathan Sylvest, Grant Britton, Grumpy CB22. Show me the merch. Well, that's easy. This is one of them. This is a shirt. So the hoodie is all like all my other hoodies. There's a picture on the website, but same hoodie we've always done, but it's just military green and all black logo with the American flag. Same deal, big logo on the back, but military green, all black, no color in the logos. It's probably my favorite one, and it's really was my wife's idea, and I was just going to make it like one time, but everybody liked them. I liked them, so that's what we roll with now. Let's see. We have, hold on. We're having some technical difficulties. Battery was running low, and that's because I didn't have the power on the strip. But we should be good now. All right, get back to this. Who have we missed? Brian Turner, what's up, brother? Clay Kennedy, proud of the Beer Grove. Yeah, appreciate you. We're going strong. We're like a month right now, maybe somewhere around there. We got Mr. Joe A from Pennsylvania. Got Kalashman NC, which is my buddy. Ready to place top 10 on Saturday. My body is ready. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out. That's a tough match to be top 10. Finally got a CZ457 MTR. Had to buy out of Alabama. Love it. Mr. Skip Smith, who is from Texas. Appreciate you showing up. We got Thomas Hammond. Let's see. Tommy Gun here, sir. Big ol' OKC. Nice to have you. Brian Turner. Shirt needs a pocket. I'd have to disagree. I hate shirts with pockets because, and this is why, because I'm always shooting. Most of my guns have bag riders, and there's nothing worse than like manipulating a gun or something and having it hang in that shirt pocket. So, you know, I wear like cargo pants with extra pockets down there, but I hate a shirt pocket. That's why I don't sell them. So we'll have to agree to disagree on that one. Mr. Ben B here for the merch and dig in the ODG shirt. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I love this color on a lot of things. And it's just, I don't know. It's just like, you can't go wrong with like a military green and black logo. So appreciate all you guys. We got Mr. Kevin Williams from Colorado. Let's see, Mr. Orange Smoke. Got to watch the barrel video from earlier today. They are out of stock already. Yeah, I don't know. They'll definitely have plenty of more. I don't know what his stock was when I released the video. I guess they had been selling them for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know anything about it. I knew they were the new test center for Lapua and Ely. Really, they were the new test center for Ely. They lost their test center. But it's pretty cool that they do both. Anyway, we got Mr. Vince Winkiller from St. Louis. And yeah, Ben B says no pockets. So because YouTube is the way they are with these lives, I can't show you a lot of the things that I'm like filming or things that are coming up because they would like cancel the stream. Because if I handle a firearm, then it's no good. But testing a new AR-22 because I got a lot of comments about the JP, and I get it. The JP is expensive, right? Like, I get it. Like, it's expensive, especially if you're getting the complete rifle for the new one. Even their standard upper is like $900 or something like that. So I actually had some of you guys tell me about this company. If it'll focus, Boar Buddy. They do AR-22s, and I have their upper. I started testing it, and they also sent these crisp mags, which is 25, got some 15 rounders, and so far it's been really good. So working on that video, waiting on the L3i, both the Stinger, the new action, and the barrels, and one other thing that I'm hoping to get, and will release fairly soon. So waiting on some things from L3i, which will be good. Waiting for, I'm going to get the Bartline barrel from Widden. And like I said, I've reached out to a bunch of people, and I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have to take a different tactic, because I reach out to some companies 2, 3, 4 times, and they like won't respond. And so it's one of two things from my perspective of why a company won't respond to something that's like not going to cost them a ton of money, because I'm not charging them for the review. I'm not doing affiliate kickbacks or anything. So either one, they don't care about YouTuber marketing, or I don't have enough subscribers, or two, I think they may be scared to send their product in because they know it's like not going to be BS'd, and because I don't do kickbacks or paid reviews, like the review is just going to be the review. So I've been thinking about that more. And for some of these companies who haven't sent products that people keep asking about, obviously either one, I can buy them, or two, I can, try and rally up the troops, and we can bombard them on their social media and basically call them out and say, hey, are you scared to send it in for review or what? So we'll see how that goes. But Mr. Number One Catfish, EP5 or MPED for base class? MPED. I love that scope. It's more money, but the money you spend is apparent. It's very apparent. The EP5 is a great value scope for what they sell for. It will not compete with the MPED. It's more money for a reason. So if you can squeeze that in your base class, then yeah, MPED for sure, which is the Bushnell Match Pro ED, if you guys aren't tracking. Let's see. Am I aware L3i mags are not meant to be taken apart for cleaning? Purchase for mistake. Yeah, actually, I saw your, so it's nice that you're on here. And let me get mine. I saw your comment. Let's see. So I saw that. I own 4 of them. They're numbered, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I own 4. I've never cleaned any of them. But I think if they ever needed cleaning, all I would do would be to depress this follower down, and then take, like, a bunch of companies make it non-residue cleaner. Like all the gun companies sell like some kind of thing that like quick drying, no residue. And I would just put that straw up in here and blast this out, and then just kind of, shake it out, let it dry, and you should be good. Now, if you had to replace something, I think that they would replace the mag, but if not, I do know that they Loctite this, so people don't take these apart. But honestly, I've never had to clean mine, so I've never even done that yet, and I've used them quite a bit. But I can understand some people wouldn't be totally happy with that, but for me, it's been a non-issue, so I don't think you have much to worry about. Like, I think you're going to be good. Just run them. And then if it ever does get, like, if it falls in like mud or something, I would just rinse it out with warm water and soap, and then blast it with some of that non-residue cleaner, and it should be totally fine. Let's see. Sorry, going to get back to some of these here. Waiting on my Precision AR-1520 from JP, should be here in 2 weeks. Nice. Yeah. That's you're not going to be disappointed. The machining on that thing is freaking nice. I mean, you know, like the Bore Buddy is a good functional AR-22, but you can tell it is not the JP. And I mean, the price point reflects that. But when you get the JP, after you've like, you were like, eat, you spent the money. But when you get it in your hands and you feel it, you're like, oh, okay. Like, and you know, maybe it's still a lot of money. But you feel the quality. You're like, oh, okay, this is no joke. Like, this thing is good. Best bottom metal for 457 Woodstock. Honestly, whatever your preference is, the L3i has a little bevel. If that's something you want, like a little mini magwell, sure. You know, Anarchy sells one that's just a regular flat one if you don't have problems, or the stock one. I mean, I've never noticed any accuracy increases just changing the bottom metal. So it's really just kind of a preference thing. Let's see. Mr. Grumpy, see, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. So I'll run these pre-orders for 1 to like 7 to 10 days, basically. Like I'll push it out like a couple times. I may drop like a quick video or whatever. But you know, whether people order a lot or a little, basically only do it 7 to 10 days, so you guys don't have to wait. And then I shoot the order off to I have a local deal, so I try and keep everything like local. And so the print shop, I send them the numbers. They do them. They're usually pretty quick for me, like 2 weeks. And then as soon as I get them back, I make sure the inventory is good. I check every one of them to make sure that they're good, which so far I haven't had any problems because the print shop is really good. I mean, they're on their stuff. And a lot of these shirts that I wear are really old and have went through a crap ton of wash. But anyway, and then I ship them off. And typically it's a 2 to 3 day delivery. So appreciate you guys on that for sure. So hopefully you're not going to be, you know, waiting forever for that stuff to come in. We got Mr. Lefty O. Nice to see you, brother. And Leon from L3, I said the same. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like I literally haven't had to clean mine. I used to clean my polymer ones. They're a little bit, the polymer ones aren't as slick, right? So like, that's the one thing about the billet is it's slick. So polymer can like has kind of like texture a lot of times. It's not super slick on the inside. It's not, you know, really finished that great. So it doesn't take much in that kind of mag for the follower to hang or whatever. But typically in these, if they work out of the gate, typically like dirt, debris, and I run Healy, so I've got wax all in the, you know, in the front of these things. And it doesn't seem to bother them because they're just that much slicker. Let's see. Hey, Josh, you don't need 4 mags. How about you make that my price? Right? Oh, crap. We need to freaking, we got to get on an email thing. We did do that. Maybe I need to do something else too. We'll figure out something. We may figure it out really quickly. We got Mr. Eagle Eye. What's up, brother? He's in the chat. Oh, Kenny. Let's see. Mr. John Server, when am I going to review the L3i barrel? As soon as it gets here. It's not here yet, but when it gets here, typically with the barrel reviews for 457, because you guys are all like dying to see them, as soon as I get them, I'm filming that day. Like, so I start filming that day, and I maybe film if I got to film across 2 to 3 days, but typically for the barrel stuff, I don't. I literally install it, take the cameras outside, shoot the first shots on camera, and I just take a bunch of random ammo. And that's kind of how it rolls. And then I'll edit it, release it the next weekend. So we're just waiting on them. Hats, I did some hats before. The print shop I'm working with, they don't really do a lot of hats. Maybe in the future we'll try again. But the hats really were not like a big thing either. Like not a lot of people were rocking, like wanting to buy the hats. So that's kind of why I held off on it too. See, we got Mr. Dan Pope. Got a new, I'm guessing the Me CZ447 at, what does it mean when my FPS are continuously going up? It shouldn't be, but the barrel could be fouling in. So if you don't put anything through the barrel, the barrel could be fouling in. Or I would really start questioning your chronograph because nothing should, with quality ammunition, there should be no reason your velocity should be increasing. So center fire cracks, like you break it in, it's fire cracking, and you're going to get that muzzle velocity rise until the barrel's broken in. That's not happening in a 22. So there's really No good reason for that. Mr. Fury does it. Glad the channel's almost 40K. Appreciate you, brother. And somebody commented too on the thing, like, about having more subscribers. Honestly, I'm super happy, like, with where we are. I'm super happy to have the audience. Because inevitably, like, say I'm at 100,000, like, statistically, that's that many more idiots, right? Like, so we have a really great core audience, and you guys have always been awesome. Like, I have nothing to worry about. I don't worry about anything on YouTube because you guys are a really good core audience for me. So, being at 100K, I don't even care anymore. A lot of marketing companies used to look primarily at subscriber count numbers and, pass me up or, whoever up because you're at where you're at. These days, like, those guys are getting a little smarter because a lot of channels, specifically gun channels, have blown themselves up via shorts. Like, so they got 100,000 subs, but if you look at their long form video views, they suck. Like, they're crap. Like, they're not getting any views. And that's because they built a subscriber count on shorts, and the marketing guys have gotten wise to that. So now they don't really care as much about subscriber count as opposed to, like, how many views do you typically get. And YouTube is a views thing. But so for me, I'm super happy to be, in the high 30s or whatever, when I started this. Oh, the freaking fly has resurrected. So if you guys missed it in the beginning, I assassinated, or I thought I did, this freaking fly. And I did put a disclaimer out there. I might have just knocked him out. I think I did because he's back. But anyway, let me get off that kick on, let's see. Wait, we're supposed to clean guns? Well, it depends who you ask, brother. If you ask me, most gunsmiths, Eric Cortina guys, not that I'm blowing smoke up Cortinas, but, it's just, he's just a popular guy that, also shares the same thing. If you ask me, yeah, you ask other people, that answer may vary person to person. You just buy a new gun when the old gets dirty. That I also, can get behind. Appreciate you, Mr. Dan Pope. Mr. Dirty, you need to stop reviewing pre-fit barrels or you'll get Kenny mad and you'll get blocked from his channel. Ask me how I know. Kenny, me and Kenny have known each other for a long time. From way back, like I tested a bunch of Kenny's stuff, and trust me, me and Kenny have pissed each other off. We're two dudes who are really passionate about rimfire stuff. And so naturally, we don't always see eye to eye, and we're going to piss each other off inevitably. But, we're still cool with each other. Like, I got something to Kenny's actually coming to the channel real soon here. Do a review on it. But yeah, we've been good. Let's see. At 100K, that's proportionally more idiots. Yeah, exactly. Statistically speaking, if we put 100 people in a room, there's more idiots than when we had 38 in the room. Just the nature of the beast. Let's see. Kenny said, if you're blocked because you're being a complete ignorant a-hole, you don't know what you don't know. Yeah, I try, even when me and Kenny disagree, I try not to be an ignorant a-hole. I try not to be an a-hole because I still totally realize, and sorry, my freaking one eye is like just, my right eye is just for like 2 days has gotten allergies. Not my left eye, my right eye. So it's like water and yes, I need a full auto assault gun. But yeah, I try not to be an a-hole, because I realize I'm one of the people, I'm learning stuff almost every day. Let's see. Will dope change? Yes, dope will change. So because your speed is going to change, right? No matter what the box says, your speed is going to be different. Now, an EPS bullet out of Elite Match, like I don't change my BC or any of that other stuff. If I get a new lot and it shoots faster, typically I change my speed and I do a muzzle velocity calibration to make that happen, like at 150 yards or whatever, 0 at 50. Muzzle velocity calibration to get my point of impact, like, my elevation right at 150, and then everything else lines back up. So flies are about point. This sucker may be a ½ inch if we count his wings. I mean, I don't know where he went now, but he's a freaking beast, man. Mr. Kyle, do you have your PRS points yet? As well as howdy, brother. Well, howdy to you. I don't have my PRS points yet. I have 2 matches. I have 100%, 97%, but and this is part of the thing I'm going to talk about too. I've been crazy busy. So I've been off all week, but also still crazy busy. So about a week ago, my wife wrecked the Volvo. Wasn't her fault. Got hit, lady cross center line, not head on, luckily. Kind of took her off the road. It rolled it, totaled the car. And so I have been chauffeuring kids, chauffeuring her because she hadn't been able to drive, like being on muscle relaxants, things like that, because of the stuff. She walked away like without a scratch, but she did, of course, have like mild concussion type stuff. But because of that, I've also taken a week of vacation I wasn't planning on taking. I would have to take a week plus to go to Missouri for nationals. I don't think that I'm going to do that at this point. Like I have 2 or 3 of my matches. The third one was this weekend, but with everything going on, end up, spending like a family day today instead of going and shooting this match to get my points. So it just kind of started looking like, I got bigger fish to fry instead of, hauling my butt all the way to Missouri for nationals. So I kind of just bowed out. Like I don't plan on shooting my third one. And it's kind of how it goes for me anyway. Like I get the itch to go back out there because I'm a YouTuber and I'm in this space. I feel like I got to go to matches, right? Like I'll go a couple months, 3 or 4 months. I want to shoot a match. And then inevitably someone will say something or something will kind of like come to me secondhand where it's like, oh, they don't think I can shoot anymore. All right. So I got to go to the match. And not saying like I go to a match and I win or whatever, but I feel like I have to go to some matches and prove that I'm still competitive, like that I'm not an idiot, like that I can at least shoot a little bit, that I can hang to give myself the validity. It's stupid. It's a dumb thing. Like I know it's not rational, but that's kind of even why I still probably shoot matches. I love the camaraderie. But a lot of my friends aren't shooting right now too. So that's a big thing for me. I'm really now only going to matches with people like I know that I want to shoot with, hang out with, spend that time with. But yeah. Anyway, another soapbox I was on. Just want to say your channel is very informative. As being a shooter, I learned a substantial amount about the sport and equipment. I appreciate sharing what you know about the gear. Thanks, brother. Yeah, that's the hope. So I'm glad. Timney or Jar, that's easy. PRS, Timney, because there's like virtually no movement after the break. Bench rest, the Jar is a lighter trigger, both super crisp. The Jar is probably a little bit more crisp, but it does have like a falling away effect. But I think if I had a bench gun, I would shoot the Jar. PRS guns, Timney. That's kind of how I look at it because I have both, and that's kind of how I use them. Salt gun needs a new pre-fit barrel. That's funny. What do you torque your action bolts to? Honestly, so I found with like the MTR that's pillared or like my chassis, I don't torque them. Like I just like on the wooden one, like I have it by feel, it has plastic pillars. So I'm like not trying to crush pillars, but I am just trying to like get it snug. So I used to torque everything. And just over the years, like my chassis guns, like my Voodoo and the other guns, I may take them in and out like once a month, I don't torque them. I put them back in. I make sure the recoil lug's where it's supposed to be. And I just kind of give them a little snug. And then I leave them there. And I haven't seen any appreciable change. Now, something without pillars, like a Varmint CZ457 stock, I would start at like 20 and then test 25, test, 30 may be too much without the pillars, but test around there, 15 to 25. And you may see something that works better. I'm not, it's going to be totally independent of your rifle. Let's see. Mr. Dan is shooting long gong. I think you were asking about the trigger? Yeah, I would shoot jarred for that. If you're on a bench, shoot the jarred. Oh, I'm not the only one. I thought that. What do you think about just going with the Yo-Dave spring and stock trigger? That's totally fine too. The Yo-Dave gets you down really, really far. Like the Timney feels better than the Yo-Dave. The Jarred feels better, But if you're trying to do things on a budget, that Yodave is a freaking killer deal for the money. Because you're spending next to nothing and you're getting a huge bump. So you're going to get maybe another 20-30% out of the other ones, but you're going to exponentially spend money, right? So it's not 20-30% more money. It's 300% more the money for 30%, which is, that's the rules of this game. It's just like racing cars. You can make 1,000 horsepower for 10, 20 grand. You want to make 1,300 horsepower is going to cost you 70 grand. It's just how it works. Any Lapua supplies? I have no idea. I am the worst one to ask about that because I don't actively look, and I've fallen behind. Let me get on here. Let's see. Was the Criterion barrels being lapped on the boiler? I don't know if they advertise it as being lapped, but yeah, it was. I was surprised with the price point what that barrel looked like. And since Mr. I is on here, I actually saw one of his barrels that's coming. You'll see the video. It's coming soon. But that thing looked pretty stellar too on the inside. Let's see. Definitely the Yodave's bang for the buck. First match, NRL Twin, minimum equipment. Honestly, your gun and the scope and ammo. I've never seen anybody not share stuff. Like, don't buy a bag. If you do have to buy one bag, if you just gotta buy something, like the Game Changers medium Armageddon gear, like that's the bag to buy. But you don't need to buy a lot of stuff. Everybody there is gonna have stuff. Including bipods, and people love to share their stuff. Like, people have the fanciest crap, they will love to share because they want to see, a lot of people is because they just want to help you, and some people is just like, yeah, they want to see people be like, oh man, that's really cool. This thing they spent a ton of money on, they want that. I'm the same way. Buy a crazy expensive, bipod, and you're like, you want other people to kind of think it's cool, right? Would you recommend sending a factory MDR Lapua testing or look at getting in the barrel? Looking in the barrel that is not as ammo picky. I think I would probably upgrade the barrel before you look at buying a case of ammo, because look at the price of the ammo, right? $1,500 for the case. That it's kind of a minimum. I would just go and probably get a barrel and then do that. But you could for sure. Let's see. Good evening on Where Guns Lay Different Ammo Lots. How do you recommend for a nice plenty ammo for MTR? That's what I would recommend for plinking ammo. SK standard. It's really nothing wrong with that at all. I think you bought the right ammo. And you can do a lot. I know people compete with SK standard plus. So let's see. Kenny was telling him, bring your good sport energy and what you got. Yeah, that's true. Yep. And the sharing of the gear. Appreciate you, Hugo. Thank you, sir. The Yodave trigger spraying for the 457 is an excellent buy. Maybe the best buy in all 457 stuff. Hands down, probably the most, bang for your buck, and everything that is 457 is probably that. Yeah, family is much more important. Chasing point and the cost of family is no brainer. Started a meme and yeah, like I said, it's not in reality, you guys probably don't care. You guys probably would not care if I won PRS Nationals or if I was last place or if I didn't go. So it's more like me. I get this feeling I gotta go compete. I gotta be competitive. And the reality of it is, and Kenny and the other YouTubers on here, they'll probably tell you too, it's, for me, it's family, work, YouTube, and then practicing for competitive shooting. And wildly, as much as you wouldn't think so, but making YouTube videos is not a good practice for PRS or NRL 22. You ever shoot ARA competition? Like to shoot a clean target one time and see how it works out. I don't ever shoot. I haven't got into it just because I already have such limited time for competition. So if I'm going to make time for it, it's going to be centerfire DMR, like sniper DMR, two gun with my daughter, or did, some carbine two gun stuff. PRS NRL. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't have the time to it. Have several guns that I think could pretty easily clean an ARA card. But yeah, I mean, also to me, it's like if I get out there with ammo and stuff, I'm just like, I don't know why, I just go back to one to shoot groups. So instead of shooting one shot at every target, I end up shooting, a group at every target. And then, I don't know. I know you haven't shot the Criterion barrel much, but between it and 2016 Lilja, is the Criterion worth the money, or just stick with Lilja? I mean, I shot one Criterion, right? Like one. I shot many more Liljas. I would say the law of, statistics would dictate that the Lilja is going to outperform the Criterion. Just generally. Now, again, can you get a Criterion that's really, really great and a Lilja that's, marginally not as good? Sure, like those things can happen. But I think you'll probably find better success with a Lilja, but, for the money, it's going to be hard to beat that Criterion. Let's see. I feel you on the wife wrecking the car fixing. I ordered some bills with Kenny, and my wife wrecked the van. Everyone was okay. Got a new car. Less guilt over my hobby money. There you go, brother. Yeah, it always sucks. Luckily, we owed a crap ton on us in the EV, Volvo XC40 Recharge, but we had gap insurance, and it wasn't our fault. So luckily, but we got to wait for all this crap. So now we're going to be paying insurance, making a car payment for a car we can't drive, which was our kind of daily driver because I didn't pay for gas in it. So now we're making that same payment and, driving the gas vehicles everywhere. And that fly is on the microphone, and he's enormous. So if you hear a buzzing right now, it's not me, it's the fly. He's massive. I need a bug assault. Let's see. MDT XRS or Gen 2 with 24-inch 0.9. Gen 2, bro. I haven't even got the Gen 2 yet, but I've seen the changes for it, and I'm dying to get one. Dying to get one. Yeah, definitely Gen 2. Let's see. I got a Bergara B14R with EOTech Voodoo 525/50. What barrel and length would you recommend for the Bergara? Who the heck was making... I can't even remember now who the heck is making prefits. IBI was, but honestly, I did not have good luck. I know other people have had good luck with IBI barrels, but I had two, didn't have any luck with them. I would honestly see what, how your Bergara barrel is and see if you can get some ammo that shoots out of it. If not, you may want to just go custom barrel blank. Somebody will comment down below because somebody makes a prefit for a Bergara that I'm forgetting. We got Mr. Jazza82. Finally made a live show. Thanks for the content from Melbourne. Nice. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for watching. Again, 110 people on last minute. We're doing it's last minute every time, but you guys always show up, which is crazy to me. Really cool. And it's always cool. I always have other gun tubers on here from the rimfire sector, world sector. That sounds stupid. Which is pretty cool. Let's see. Does it matter what ammo you season your new barrel to? No. And I would say, unpopular opinion, you do not need to break in a rimfire barrel, right? I know that Lapua Test Center says put 1,000 rounds in your barrel. This is my reasoning, right? Okay. So I've shot brand new barrels, and I've tested a lot of Remex prefits because I'm local to a shop that does Remex prefits for a guy who sells them, right? So one company sells prefits on their website. This guy makes them. And I've tested probably freaking 100 plus of these things, and they shoot right out of the box. And of the barrels that I've had, I really haven't seen any appreciable gain in accuracy from the first shots. Now, do you need to get it lubed in? Sure, those kind of things. But, seasoned, things like that, I don't think. And part of my reasoning that, too, is I have some barrels that have a ton of rounds on them, and they still shoot the same. So my reasoning is if I can't shoot out a barrel, then how am I going to shoot it in, right? 22 has lube on it. It's a very soft lead bullet. It's not creating a ton of heat, virtually no heat, comparatively speaking. So what in this barrel that was machined and done and all saying, what are you changing? what could you possibly change by shooting, 300, 500? I don't know, but I could see a rough barrel that has imperfections potentially getting like lead filling in those things. But I think when you're talking quality barrels that don't have crazy imperfections, like I don't think it's a thing. Let's see. I'm falling behind again. I'm always falling behind. Okay, freaking thing's acting crazy. Let's see. Evening, Josh. What's up, Mr. Hasbro? Yode springs are awesome. Tinny's still my favorite, but not mature factory. Yeah, the Yode is hard to beat. Lilja or Modicam if money's not the limit. Modicam, always going to recommend. The Lilja is still a pre-fit. It's a pre-fit, right? I mean, well, I guess the Modicam is too, but you have a Muller Works barrel. Like you have some very high-end barrel blanks that are going in to those. I mean, so that's the difference, It'd be like, and then beyond that, like Kenny, I think is probably the only one right now doing like custom CZs or whatever. Like, we'll thread it, do all those things. That again is going to be like the next step. So like you got prefits, and then you got within prefits, you've got the barrel blanks that are used, right? And then so you make some steps up there, and then you got a whole out custom. Mr. Carolina Laser Works. Nice seeing you, brother. My CZ with a trigger spring breaks like crap. Definitely lighter though. I'll be polishing it soon. Yeah, and I mean it's a production trigger set, so one guy's is going to be awesome, one guy's going to be crappy. Not crappy, but better or worse. We got Mr. Ultimate Arms Optic and Rifle Review. What's up, brother? Good old Canadian in the crowd. KI, that's it. Thank you, Marty. Appreciate you. KI makes Bergara prefits. I freaking knew there was somebody out there. Yeah. And boy, there's been a lot of stuff going on, man. I saw, and I don't know if you guys saw, you probably don't care unless you're in the Voodoos, but Voodoo went to DI as their only custom thing. Boy, I think that was a freaking mistake on Voodoo. I don't know what Voodoo's been doing. They used to work with a bunch of different, and Kenny's on here. I don't know if he can say or not, whatever, but they used to work and sell parts and things like that to these guys, all the different gunsmiths. Now they're just going to just DI. I'm not talking crap about DI. I've never had a gun from them. They make great guns. I've heard good things about them, but what if your favorite gunsmith is Kenny, or what if it's Jonathan at MCR or whoever? And now those guys basically won't work with them. Like they're only going through DI. So to me, it's a stupid move. Like I don't know what they were thinking doing that. Like I don't get it. Like, but obviously you guys, if you don't shoot Voodoo, you probably don't care. Let's see. I got a return trigger spring from Arugo on my CZ Hasbro. I'm super happy with Monocam's tack driver, just about any other ammo. Nice. Love that wall. Yeah, me too, brother. It's growing and changing all the time, man. I mean, it's 3 years of passion on one wall. Well, there's a little over there. That's mostly centerfire stuff, but yeah, I love it. This is like my Zen room. The lights are for, YouTube effect. I typically don't have all these lights on, but yeah, definitely my happy place. What is a reasonable group size expect out of 457 LRP? Haven't been able to get 1-inch groups at 100 yards. Well, SK match. Okay. So 1 inch or under. So, ideally, like 0.6, 0.7 repeatedly, like averaging 0.6, 0.7, shoot a 0.5, shoot a 1 inch, whatever. But, that's going to be hard to do with just like one ammo. You really need a test. So if it's just a random lot of SK, which is SK long range match, I guess, a rifle match, I wouldn't be mad about 1 inch, factory production gun. I would say wager most production guns, factory production guns, will not shoot 1 inch on average, will not shoot MOA at 100 yards with just kind of any old ammo. So I would not be upset about that. Let's see. Good day. Just shot a Springfield 20. I was about to say, how can it be a good day with a Springfield 20? That gun is the worst gun of this year by far. Actually, I think I need to do a video like the worst rimfire and the worst rimfire ammo 2024, which we're going to have to battle that out because that's going to be like Ely Ultra versus the stupid Norma Rocket Tail stuff. And I think that Norma Rocket Tail would beat it out. So I think it would be Ely Ultra and the Springfield 2022. But yeah, that may be interesting and kind of funny. Finally got my CZ from Jonathan. Nice, man. Carolina Laser Works. I recently found a channel. Love it. The videos amaze me. Thanks, brother. No, I appreciate it. Where exactly are you at in the Carolinas? And what do you do? Let us know. Plug yourself. If it's Carolina Laser Works, throw your website on there. Never know when us local yokels want to do something. It is a shooter. That's good, man. You're 50% of the way there. Actually, nothing scares me more as a shooter than a rifle than hammers, because now I can't blame you. Like I gotta blame the wind. You guys know I got all the good excuses, but when the rifles perform, like, it's pretty much all on you. That can suck sometimes. Can you borrow some custom build 22s built by the better gunsmiths and do a comparison? So I can tell you this. I've reached out to a lot of people, right? So I've worked with Jonathan from MCR and I've worked with Kenny from DBG. So off the top of my head, those two aren't scared, right? They ain't scared. The other ones I don't know. Like, and I've talked with some other guys and those kind of things, and some of them, like, I'm not saying that all of them just don't want to put their stuff on here because they're worried about the results. A lot of them don't see the benefit in marketing via YouTube, right? There's rimfire stuff that is exploding. A lot of them are selling their stuff out as fast as they can, so they don't see the benefit of like putting something on the channel. Because I'd be totally honest, I've always been upfront and honest with you guys. 95% of the time, 90% of the time when I work with somebody, a company, I don't ask for money for a review. I don't ask them for kickbacks. I don't do affiliate marketing. And affiliate marketing is what these guys love to do. And I don't do it because I don't want there to be like, oh, if I really make this sound really good, then you guys will be really inclined to buy. And I would never make that conscious decision, right? But one, I don't want you guys thinking that I'm doing that when I'm not. And two, I don't want that to be a subconscious thing where like I just do it because in the back of my mind somewhere out of my subconscious, it's benefiting me, right? That would be a benefit. So I say all that to say that most of these companies, I tell them like, look, if you send it to me, like I keep it. I keep making videos, and all of it really, I know it's not like I'm getting it and just turning around and like dumping everything. Most of it stays on the wall up here and I continue to use it to make content, but that's my end of the gig for these guys. Like when they send something, I'm keeping it for good, bad, or indifferent. Like no matter how it looks, no matter what it does. And of course, if there are something's wrong with something, like something didn't work, mistakes happen, these people are human, then I'm not going to blast them, right? Like I'm going to give them the opportunity to fix something. But that's typically the thing. So a lot of these guys aren't interested in that. Like they just see that as like, why would I just give this guy something to do a review that I have no guarantee how it's going to come out? So yeah, long-winded version of that. Ely ammo 157 and 50. Yeah, out of that, out of the freaking Springfield 2020. Did you change your mind on the Ely Ultra? No, I did not. It sucks freaking butt. That's the best way I can say it. Like it is trash. Like it is garbage. And I have not seen anybody else be like, so the our lot in the U.S. got recalled. I kind of reached out to some people that had talked to me about it because I've reached out to guys like in UK and said, hey, like, is it like really good for you out there and just us? And like, I've heard people's rumoring saying, oh yeah, just our lot sucked and their lot was okay, but I haven't seen it, right? And the people I have talked to that I trust, like they just saying that's not that great either. So, I don't know. I have not changed my mind on it. I still got boxes over there. The boxes we got were garbage. And they made changes to it that I'll never understand. Like the number one best thing about the Ely EPS style bullet was it's silver and it's highly visible, way easier to see it, especially for shooting long range. And then they went to like a black bullet like the Ely Club. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, Mr. CLW's in Jefferson, North Carolina. I make UIDs, many manufacturers, some government contract web systems, and the general public. Nice, man. Good deal. Mr. Thomas, thanks for the heads up. Yoda Spring, order mine now. Saving for little twins. I need to conserve funds. We'll keep posted. Nice. Sounds like you're off to a good start, man. Does Witten promise to have same lot inventory on all the brands they offer to test your gun? Yeah, I mean, I think that's all test centers, right? Like, so they test it. They're not going to test it if they don't have enough to sell you a case, right? That's like pretty much like, that's just like testing facility etiquette. Like, they're not going to test something that they can't sell you. I don't know about RWS because nobody can get RWS right now. I'm not sure if they have gotten some in, but like RWS, like unobtainium. It's been for months. And yes, Mr. Day at the Range is on here with us, brother. What's up? Yeah, they did recall the Elite Ultra. I didn't pay for mine. Like, this, my buddy bought a brick of it, and he gave me 4 boxes, like, because he wanted me to test it. I mean, he had the same results, but so I think he got refunded for it, which is cool. Looks like Big Andy makes a Tika T1X trigger. Wonder how it compares adjustable factory. Big Andy triggers are really good. They are really good triggers. I had to shoot 2 of them, and they're really good. Mr. Jeff, I had a decent lot that shot well either. Jeff, where are you at? I'm just curious. I'm not, it's good that somebody's had luck. I'm just curious, like, where in the world you are. You probably already told me, and I forgot. It's weird though. Some get replacements, some get funds back. Not sure what I'll do. 9. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that is weird. I guess it depends how you bought it. Mr. Cash, shout out from PA. I noticed you shoot SLRs quite a bit. What is your take on the TR2 versus Z6? The C6 is freaking the buttstock. Once they came out with the C6 and I got it, I don't shoot the TR2 anymore. Now for AR stuff, the TR2 is a really nice buttstock. And again, I'm like screwing my eye because I have like allergies in one eye somehow, crazily enough. The C6 is for a bolt gun is what I'll shoot. Now TR2 would be good on an AR. Is much more lightweight than the C6. But the C6 is just hands down, like the best, almost like one of the best parts of the XLR MV Pro. Like, there's a lot of good stuff going on there, but I love that C6. Shot some of the Ultra last week was not as bad as I thought of my Loja. There you go. RWS makes TAC-22. I just bought a whole case of TAC-22 actually because I'm shooting a lot of AR-22s and I've got the kid, like the tactical style kid that my daughter shoots for 2-gun, and I got pistols, and so I ordered a whole case of that stuff. I like TAC-22 for good just shoot up ammo, and it's not that bad. I mean, I'm just gonna buy other ammo for my match guns, but let's see. Elite Ultra sucks for orange. They blame one lot, but it points to percentage quality control if you got bad light got out. Yeah, and it's not very, I give them this, it's not atypical of these guys, right? Like, it's not something that Elite is known for. Like, so it's very weird that it happened. So, I mean, I'm almost saying they deserve a pass. Like, they did refund everybody, or, like, they are making it right on their end. So, and it's not typical of them. I'm not sure what happened. But yeah, I mean, I kind of think they deserve a pass on it, Let's see. What lot is yours, Jeff? Because we should all have the same US lot. Let me see. I got it right here. See if that is your focus. See if that is your lot. Because we should all have access to the same lot, I think. Oh yeah, you just posted it. It is the same lot. I don't know how yours shot decent, man. Mine, it shoots like freaking crap. I mean, they're in the realm of rimfire though. There's a barrel for everything, right? Like, if you take one ammo, you can 1,000 barrels is gonna shoot out of one barrel. I would be curious what your SD and ES is though. If you were shooting over a chrono. My SD and ESs were not good. If you were buying, what's a good 22 long rifle? Bench rest scope, say from 50 to 200. I mean, if you were dedicated bench rest, like ARA or whatever, then you need to get something like high magnification. Second focal plane for sure. If you're just plinking off of, like, not want to say plinking, but you're shooting variable targets, you're not shooting just ARA, you're just shooting for 50 to 200 yards off a bench, then really anything. I mean, like pick up budget cap, or give me your budget cap, and then me and the other guys in here can definitely point you in the right direction. And yeah, Jeff's saying it's the same lots. It's wild. Let's see. Working the bolt on a 452 American with arc and 46 was very annoying. The ferrets were hitting the scope. Yes, you probably will have the same. The Discovery Optics 530 is a huge freaking scope. It is a freaking huge scope. And you got, yeah, that 90 degree. I think the 452s are 90, right? 70, 90, something in there. But yeah, I think you're going to have the same issue. Have a 3. So what I'm curious is that just one 0.375 group, or is it like, are you averaging 0.375, or is it shooting like one? You get like a half-inch group, and then one was 0.375, and the other one was like 0.4. Because I mean, at the price point of the ammo, like I would, for me personally, my Ely match is shooting 0.2 to 0.3s, probably on average, so like. That's kind of what I'm comparing it to. See, new precision rimfire shooter here. Can you explain a little more about the lot testing? So should I buy a variety of different ammo, whichever shoots the best lot, test that kind, or lot test them all? Okay, so here's the deal. That is what I think, how I go about it, how I tell people how to lot test, right? One, figure out what kind of shooting you're going to be doing, right? Like, and how much accuracy do you need, right? 2, do you have a brand loyalty and what's available, right? So Lapua, you're basically going to have to send your gun to a test center to get a case of ammo, right? You cannot lot test Lapua without sending it to a lot test. Ely, there's enough availability. You can lot test by ordering lots online by lot, through Kilo. Same with RWS when it has it. The next, most important thing you need to make, how much are you willing to pay for your ammunition, right? So if you're only willing to pay 12 to 13 bucks, well, you're going to be looking at like SK, right? Or stuff you can't lot test anyway. If you're willing to pay like 15 bucks, and now you're talking Center X, Ely Match, Ely Team, and you can lot test Ely yourself, obviously. And if you decide to go that route, I pick your ammo, what you want to shoot for whatever reason. For me, for PRS and NRL, I shoot Ely. I'm shooting Ely Match because that's a price point where I feel like I'm getting a lot for the money at around 15 bucks a box. And then I'm testing lots with an Ely Match, and because I can test it myself. Then I'm ordering. That's how I come up with my decision. Now, everybody's going to be different. If you can afford $22 a box, I think the RWS R50 is freaking really hard to beat. I mean, it's very, very good ammo. Lapua Long Range, also another really good ammo. If you're okay with sending your rifle to get lot tested, Center X would be a good option. But it's a lot of questions about how you want to do it and what you're trying to do with it, right? So yeah, I probably answered your question with like 20 questions, but that's the reality of it. Fear the person, and I give you this warning as a new shooter. I would turn off your hearing aids, turn off your brain. Anybody who says Lapua sucks, Ely sucks, RWS sucks, anybody who says that and just says one ammunition, oh, this is the best, and the others suck, they're full of crap, right? Like, all of them make good ammo, and like, testing different ways. Like, I shoot Ely, Lapua doesn't suck. There are very good reasons to shoot Lapua. I have my reasons for shooting Ely. I think Lapua is probably a little bit more consistent. The Ventress guys are shooting Lapua right now. So I would just hold that, keep that in the back of your mind as a new shooter getting into this. People have brand loyalties, and they turn, like their blinders on. And it just seems like it's crazy. They're like unpaid promoters for whatever brand they like for no reason. So just avoid that kind of, if that person, like if they're telling you, oh, don't get this, Chad, and the fly is on the freaking lens. I swear to God. But yeah, anybody who's like, oh, XLR, MDT sucks or whatever, don't listen to those kind of people. The people who are really into it are going to tell you that basically what I told you is there's a lot of freaking variables, and it's really going to come down to you. Another soapbox I got on there. Sorry. Do you like KRG Bravo chassis? I do like it for the money. Yeah. I think there's good options out there, but the KRG, I think because you can get into it at a relatively cheap price point, and then you can kind of build on it because there's so many options. So I think it's a good budget option. Do I think you will live with the KRG Bravo long term? Like if you buy it now, a year and a half from now, if you're still shooting competitions, you will not be shooting the KRG Bravo. I can almost guarantee you that. And I'm not saying they're bad, but they're just at a price point. You will see the benefits as you shoot more and more matches if you're doing that. Now, if you're just shooting it off the bench, it's got an aluminum little mini chassis, totally fine. But you may outgrow it if you're doing PRS NRL as you get more serious. So you don't know how to reach out to you, but did get that new 4% chassis, or MTR2 as it was first called, shoot slide out with Center X. Nice. Yeah, if you want to reach out to me, I'll put this banner up for anybody. Just, shoot me an email. Email me, josh@pursuitofaccuracy.com. Trying to keep it simple. But yeah, I'll leave that up there for a little bit until the comments take it out. This thing is killing me. Falling behind. Let's see. What's my favorite chassis for the 457? It will probably be the Gen 2 MDT. I don't have it yet. I'm just going to call it my favorite because I really like the Gen 1, and the changes they made are going to be pretty freaking kick butt for the Gen 2. So I don't even have it yet, but it's probably my favorite. Best bench rest scope Night Force competition. Yeah, I mean, that's hard to beat. Like, the Night Force, 15 and 55. I've got, I think that's what my buddy had, and I was shooting it. I mean, it's a really nice scope, obviously. No, I believe you, brother. I'm just curious about, what your averages were, and like I said, there's a barrel for everything. I just didn't see the SD and ESs, and the groups, were just not what I wanted. How long did it take me to get the wind barrel? They had that one there, and so probably 3 days or whatever. They shipped it pretty much right to my door, so probably 3 days. It's all better than Remington Thunder Duds. Yeah, that's true. I have a 4500 Center X. It shoots. Yeah, oh yeah. That's a good deal. What's up, Mr. Rubin? Evening to you. Mr. Pocket Prosper, that new MDT Elite chassis and blue singing and 4% action with Kenny's Brown top sounds like what I need. Man, those chassis are going to be nice. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a good setup. Mr. John Crump News, and probably going to cut this off in the next 10 to 15 minutes because I've been outside working and screwing around all day. I have not taken a shower, and I need to get back on some family stuff here in a little bit. Let's see. He's responding to that. Killer Shooter Sport sells different lot numbers. Run through and tested 11 different arrows. My rifle, like SK rifle match, Tech 22 with SK edging out attack. Nice. Appreciate your answer. Love channel. By the way, I've been binge watching for about the last month. Almost out of videos. Yeah, you've been binge watching. If you're almost out, that's for sure. I appreciate you watching, brother. Yeah. So any other burning questions? Like I said, the thing's coming down the pipe. I got a video, something for Kenny coming out. Hopefully the L3i stuff will get here. We got they got their action, the barrels, the other thing I don't think I can tell you about yet, but you will see shortly. Still trying to figure out when Ian at Elemental Industries is going to release his new action. I did run into him at a match a couple months ago, and he said they were still kind of like just making sure it's 100% ready to hit the market, which I can't blame guys for wanting to do that. So he has a new action coming out. Hopefully we'll get that on to test. But yeah, hopefully lots of things coming. I've got the AR-22 video coming out, and actually let me see. Might be able to let me look and see if and what I haven't released that will be coming out. About quartz and extractors, they revised those. New video coming out on those, testing them. and an AR centerfire video that probably most of you guys won't care about. That's coming out. And actually, I think I got an email from Mr. Jeff with his test targets. Let's see. Oh, he's shooting like a target card with the Ely Ultra. I got you. Ultra. Yeah, it's hard to tell from the, let me see, is there groups? Yeah, I think I'd be more like, yeah, he posted up here. He just emailed me the 2 photos of the target. So it's hard to tell from an ARA target because like you're shooting at one fixed spot, like bullet for bullet. It's hard to tell like when wind like was like, so, you know, from this target here, like it was like, it could be, you know, look really good. And this target down here, there's one out. Like it's hard to say like whether that's wind or whether that's the ammo. That's why groups are a little bit easier because you're shooting a 5-shot group. Typically you're in the same wind. So it's hard for me to look at a target card and just because I'm not an ARA guy. Let's see. Can't wait to see the L3 out barreled action. Me either, man. I have high hopes. Hopefully I won't be disappointed. I have 4,500 rounds left from a Case Center X, 0.3 at 50, 0.8 to 100. Opened up more than I like at 175. Process testing sits long, so you can match. Yeah. And that's when you're starting to see like the SD and ES come into plays when you get out there. Did the Whitten $300 barrel outshoot the stock CZ 457 barrel? I've had factory barrels that shot with that thing. I would say probably by and large, yeah, probably outshoots factory 457 barrels, right? Like, for sure, does that. And Matt, appreciate you becoming a member. Thank you, sir. And before we get off here, check real quick. Make sure you should have automatically been sent my link to the Discord. If you didn't get the Discord link, because that's like the number one, the only reason to become a member or Patreon supporter is for the Discord, because that's basically like, that's the totality of it, right? Like, and we do some cool stuff. I'm not going to talk about all of it, but we have monthly competitions, and actually that's one's coming to close. And yeah, there's some prizes and stuff for the winner of that. Like I said, I don't really talk about it much outside of the Discord, but make sure, if not, email me or, you know, Josh at pursuitaccuracy.com. Make sure I want to get you in. It should automatically, it is automated for YouTube members, but I don't trust it. But thank you. Let's see. I'll miss anything. What was the review you did on the Gen 2 or Elite a few weeks back? Yeah, that's the Elite, the ACC Elite. That's like the regular. So it went from the Premier to the Elite. Now they had the Premier, and now they have the Premier Gen 2. And for the 457 specifically, they made it a whole lot better. The MDT is supposed to send me the Gen 2 for review to look at it. They haven't yet. They came out like they were in stock and then left. So I assume now, like, I don't know if I'm getting one or not. I'm going to have to follow up with them and see. Let's see. Jeff said there's very little wind at his range, luckily. Do I still stand by? Yes, for sure. Yeah, I definitely do. Because I can go outside. If it wasn't 10 o'clock at night, I could go outside and shoot my Krieger, which is like notorious. I can shoot it and hear one crack off and shoot over the chrono, and the straw still works every time I do it. And everybody that has ever tested it that I've known or been around has always done the same thing for every one of us. But yeah, so if you have it and you use it, yeah, that's been the deal with that. Let's see. Mr. Shaggy Rifleman, what's up, brother? Man, you're like in retirement. Old Rick doesn't go live anymore. So you got to come over and slum it with me, but I appreciate it. He's got done cleaning a couple guns after doing an ammo burn down. Nice, man. Mr. Rick Lohr, you're here late, fashionably late, but that's all good. Glad to have you. And Mr. Jeff, appreciate you. And like I said, make sure you guys get into the Discord, right? So make sure you get in there if you're joining. And you can join the Patreon too. I have a Patreon. Like the Patreon's a little easier to track, but like some people don't want to give money to YouTube, right? Because YouTube's like, and it's really like as a gun tuber, YouTube isn't that anti-gun, but Google is. Like Google's what pays like ad revenue, and they're, like they ain't cool with guns. YouTube is a lot less strict on gun stuff than Google is, but a lot of people don't want to give money to YouTube, so that's why I have the Patreon, because it doesn't go to YouTube. But I appreciate you guys for sure. I missed doing the competition today, work, and then rain. Can't wait to see the new one. Yeah, it's all good, man. We'll come up with something this month, that's for sure. It was expensive AF, but I had fun. I'm gonna cry now. Yeah, it's always fun, man. It's always like when you get home and you look at the ammo you got left, and you're like, "Oh man, maybe I shouldn't have done that." Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, she's feeling good. She, like I said, freaking Volvos are great cars for getting wrecked. She rolled over. They do a really good job. She didn't have a scratch on her. Like I said, mild can get stuff, but you don't get like hit, fly off the road, and roll over without something. But yeah, for sure. Super lucky there. But yeah, it's been my number one reason that things have been kind of crazy for the last week. But let's get them at 10:10, 4 minutes out. I think we're going to close it down at 10:10. So we got 4 minutes. Anybody else with a last minute question? We'll get that in. Otherwise, trying to do these a little more often. I was doing them like monthly. I'm trying to do them like every couple of weeks now, because things change pretty quick in the rimfire world. All sorts of new crap coming out, new people coming in. Tell me more about the Patreon Discord. So if you go on Patreon and look me up, you'll find me, Pursuit of Accuracy. So I do Patreon, and so I don't want to get into all the details. Not like we're doing anything crazy or illegal over there, but we do a competition every month, and the winner of that does get something, right? Like, and it's totally proportionate to how many members we have, like in our Patreon. Like, like 50% of what I earn on Patreon goes back to the winner of the monthly competition, and we're going to do it as long as we can. Inevitably, at one point, it's going to grow too big where I can't control it, right? Like where we have a super good group of guys on there that are super honest. Eventually, that's going to outgrow that. We're going to have to change things up. We're going to do it a little differently, but the intent is 50% of what I earn on Patreon will go back in some form, fashion, or way to you guys. Like, and the end state there is to get a bunch of people on the Patreon to not be tied to having to make YouTube money, right? Like, so if YouTube totally shuts me down in a year, hopefully that keeps then I'm good. Like, and then hopefully to the point it's grown to a size that it earns enough to where I can work with companies that I already work with so that I can get things like at cost, so that maybe we do like a fun competition and a monthly winner wins a chassis. That's kind of the intent, is to have a good community that's going to support the channel no matter what YouTube does, and gives a really cool opportunity for you guys to invest very little money. Like I don't charge a ton. Like, and I had to go up to like a $5 minimum because it wasn't fair that guys were like able to do the same thing as somebody who supports for 20 as for $1. So it's like a $5 minimum, but like you can literally like in 1 month, it would pay for your entire year if you won the competition the way it is now, right? So that's kind of, it's like I said, at some point inevitably it's going to grow bigger to where we can't do what we're doing now, which is a straight up competition for shooting. So when it gets to a certain size and don't have as much visibility on every single person, like to the point where like I trust every person on there to do the right thing, which will happen inevitably. I just say it, but it's going to happen. Then we will have to do something alternatively. But the fact that 50% of the revenue going back to you guys, that won't change. That will never change. So that's the deal with that. Another soapbox. Ultimatum Deuce. I've been wanting to get an Ultimatum Deuce. I reached out to Ultimatum. They basically were like, kick rocks. Yeah, we're not going to do it. Like, I still want to get one because I think it's a cool option. And yeah, like I would love to get one and test one because I think it's something different, or buy one eventually when I can, but who knows. Light them up outdoors. What's up, brother? Yeah, Mr. Brian Turner, God bless our great nation. Let's all get out in November. That's right. Mr. Rick Lower with a thumbs up. Hopefully that explanation was probably overkill. Shaggy, I need to buy one and keep 1,000 loaded per rifle and pistol, 3,000 to 4,000 hands backup. That's all gone now. Yeah, no, I'm in the same boat, brother. L3I barreled action photos were just uploaded on our Facebook page for anyone curious. Well, hopefully that means very soon we're going to have something to work with here. I got enough left to load the mags, but that's about it. All right, well, we're going to close it out. Pre-order is live. Shirts, hoodies are all mill green, black. Administratively, that's pretty much it. pursuitaccuracy.com/shop, or just go to the page, whatever. It's on the community. Yeah, I mean, I'll plug it since we're talking about it. Check me out on Patreon if you want to. Like I said, I think we have the most unique Patreon because I'm not going to lie to you guys. The only reason to join the Patreon on my YouTube is to get on the Discord. The Patreon directly, that's my preference if you go become a Patreon member, because that is kind of like we use that to dictate the prizes. So it's a really cool deal. Super great group of guys. It's super helpful to the channel, and it's pretty small right now, but you know, it's probably bigger than most rimfire gun channels Patreon. I mean, we're pretty strong in that perspective, but size-wise, we're still pretty small, but we're not that far. I mean, we 3 or 4x that thing. We're totally YouTube independent at that point, which is pretty cool, and we're at the point where we can do some really cool stuff for prizes, which is pretty cool now. I'm happy if it stays small too, but anyway, that's my plugs. Element Titan, I haven't shot one of those in forever for the money. You know, I forget the price point now, but I think probably the Arkans are probably a better buy because you're getting more PRS style features if you're shooting PRS or NRL. I still have one. I got it right here in the drawer. I still shoot with it when I need an optic. It's not a bad scope, but yeah, it's a good scope. I just think maybe for NRL and PRS, the Arkans outperform it. You're good, Mr. Al Hirsch. No problems with us. So no Mod X bolt, I guess. Eventually, my wife is, she's in here telling me it's time to go. There is a Mod X bolt, and then there's the Kenny DPG bolt. I've already done a video on the Mod X one. I don't think he's ready to release yet. Finalizing some things. When he is, I'll let you guys know for sure, and we'll do something. We're going to do something with Kenny's Remix thing too. But anyway, gents, I am out of here. Thank you again for showing up, everybody. We had like over 100 viewers on here. Again, nuts. 2 of you joined the YouTube. Super appreciate you that. There also, like I said, we got the Patreon thing going if you want to check that out. Most of you are probably already in there. And yeah, we'll do one in a couple more weeks when we talk about more stuff. I owe you guys some videos, so some budget gear options coming in the video too. But thanks all the guys for showing up. Appreciate all of you, and we'll catch you on the next one.